This is the Lexus NX, and it is basically the brand's top selling model here in Australia, and there are many good reasons why that is. So in this full detailed review, I'm going to cover everything you need to know, some of the great things and some of the things that I think need improving. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe and hit the bell, and let's talk about the NX. So what do you need to know before walking into a showroom? The NX does share a platform with the Toyota RAV4, which means it is sort of a small to medium-sized SUV, but competes with the BMW X1. And I've also included some other rivals that you might want to consider. And there are many different powertrains to choose from between front-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, turbo petrol, hybrid, and the range-topping plug-in hybrid version. But unfortunately, pricing does not stop there because you do have 3 different trim levels, a few different packages depending on specification, and a wide selection of colours for both the inside and outside, which means the NX does get a bit pricey once you start adding on some options. And finally, in terms of ownership, warranty, servicing, running costs, on your screen is a breakdown of everything you need to know. Let's now talk about styling. This here is the F Sport package, which is basically like an AMG package on a Mercedes or an M Sport package on a BMW. So a sporty front bumper bar setup and black highlights. There are also automatic tri-beam LED headlights and along with LED fog lights. And if we take a look at the side view, the F Sport gets a set of dark grey 20-inch wheels that are wrapped around in Bridgestone tyres, and you also get adaptive damping and performance dampers on this F Sport model grade. There are also automatic power folding mirrors finished off in black window frames and black roof rails, privacy glass from B-pillar to the back, and I do also like the door handles, which are electronic. And if we take a look at the rear design, at the back, the Lexus NX features a set of LED tail lights that join into this LED light bar, and I do also like how the Lexus badge has been spelt out. And of course, being the F Sport, you get some fake air vents and an improvised rear diffuser. And despite the fact that the NX has been on sale for a few years now, in my opinion, it is a very good looking small SUV. But styling is subjective, so write down what you think in the comments below. Let's now talk about the interior. So I know this is based off a Toyota RAV4, but it certainly doesn't feel like a Toyota product. In fact, it actually feels much more premium compared to a Mercedes-Benz GLA and a BMW X1. But you let me know what you think in the comments below. It also feels well made. The door slam feels solid, and I do like the electronic door handles, which you can also open up manually if you had to. Soft and squidgy up the top here, soft where you rest your elbow, and some plastic on the bottom section. Aluminium trim with multi-colour ambient lighting. And over on the dashboard, soft and squidgy, soft-ish, soft and squidgy here, and some soft padding, even on the centre console. However, I don't like the piano black in the centre and over on the top here. And this being the F Sport, you get a special leather wrap steering wheel that feels very good to grip onto. You also get paddle shifters, and the steering wheel offers both electronic tilt and reach adjustment, and this 2-tone combination, which I might add, you can also change between 4 different colours in total. Additionally, there are also these F Sport seats, and they include electronic seat adjustment, seat heating and ventilation, a driver's side lumbar support and a seat memory function. And within this 14-inch screen are the functions for the climate control. And if you are cycling between different menus, that climate panel will always be there. There are also dials for the climate, a volume dial, and some touch controls on the steering wheel, and voice control, which actually works well with the system, and along with Siri, because you do have wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. There is also inbuilt satellite navigation with live traffic updates. And going into media, AM, FM DAB, USB, Bluetooth, Miracast, and a 10-speaker sound system, which sounds okay, but if you do like your music, definitely step up to enhancement pack number 2, because that will get you a Mark Levinson sound system, plus also the pano roof if that matters to you, dedicated hybrid menus to look at your efficiency and take a look what the hybrid powertrain is doing. There's a surround view camera system, which looks okay in terms of definition, not the best, and a couple of different angles to pick from. And if you click on view, that is going to take you into an anti-clockwise 360 view, which again isn't really that perfect, but you do get front and rear parking sensors and a rear cross traffic alert and auto dimming rear view mirror. And if you go for enhancement pack number 2, you get a camera based mirror system as well. There is also automatic emergency braking, blind spot monitoring, a lane departure warning and a lane keeping assistant, and a safe exit warning assist. So this is going to alert you if an oncoming car is coming your way. Adaptive cruise control that keeps you within distance between yourself and the vehicle in front, and a drive mode selector down the bottom here, going from Eco, Normal, Sport and Sports Plus. And this screen isn't all that configurable, but you can change what information you want to see in front of you. There is also a display on the windscreen, and by using the touch controls, that is also going to bring up additional functions for the driver assistance and most of your media functions. Storage is also pretty good. You've got a decent sized glove box down the bottom here that fits the big owner's manual in. The door bins are also quite spacious as they can fit a large water bottle, and you've also got a bit of storage under here, a wireless phone charging pad, a little bit of storage and a USB-C and A port. And if I open this up, a 12-volt socket and 2 additional USB-C ports, a sunglasses holder and mirrors with lighting. There are also 2 small cup holders, a double opening glove box setup. And of course, being a crossover or SUV, whatever you want to call it, it is an easy vehicle to climb in and out. There's also a remote key, keyless entry, and push button ignition. Here in the back, again, despite the size, it is still pretty spacious. I've got loads of knee room, toe room with this seat set in my position, and again, good headroom as well. The middle seat is a little bit tight on knee room, toe room, but headroom is also very good. So it might be a bit of a struggle fitting 3 adults in the back, but for small teenagers, the back should be fine. And you can also recline the back seats for that added comfort. And there are also mat pockets, directional air vents with a 12-volt socket and 2 USB-C charging ports. The door bins are also pretty spacious. They can fit a big water bottle. Grab handles up the top here with LED lighting, a flip down armrest with 2 small cup holders, and finally for child seats, the 2 outboard seats are ISOFIX compatible, and behind me there are 3 top tether points. Okay, let's talk about boot space. This model variant comes with an automatic power tailgate, which also entails a kick down function. So for example, if you have your hands full, the key in your pocket, you can swipe your foot underneath and the boot will open. And you know what, despite the size, boot space is pretty generous. You have 520 litres of cargo space, which means the boot volume is bigger compared to a BMW X1 and a Mercedes GLA, but it's also not that much smaller compared to the bigger BMW X3. And I reckon you can fit 2 carry-on suitcases back here and a single large suitcase, and if you need more space, you walk over to the back seats and those seats will fold down almost flat into 2 different sections. And when you want to put them back up, the seatbelts don't catch on, which is also another useful feature. And there are also shopping bag hooks, a 12-volt socket, netted storage, tie-down hooks to keep items in place. But unfortunately, there is no spare wheel. You just get run flat tyres and some storage down the bottom here, and a few locations for the toolkit and Lexus service kit. Like I said before, the NX is available with a wide selection of powertrains, and this one I have here is a naturally aspirated 2.5 litre petrol electric hybrid system, which is the most popular within the NX range, and it's paired to an eCVT transmission. And this powertrain setup is available as front-wheel drive, but the one I have here, again, is the most popular all-wheel drive version, which includes a rear electric motor. And the hybrid system is pretty much a Toyota hybrid system, so a lithium-ion battery underneath that back seat, 2 electric motors, one to start the vehicle and one to supply power. And this does sit on Toyota's TNGA F platform, so essentially the same underpinnings as a Toyota RAV4. But in addition to going for this F Sport model, you get adaptive dampers, which should make this a little bit more sporty to drive and also help with ride comfort. Okay, behind the wheel inside the Lexus NX. Over the bonnet there's decent forward visibility, side vision is also great, decent sized wing mirrors, and at the back rear vision is okay, but there is a blind spot towards that C-pillar and on the other side as well, and the camera system isn't as good compared to a BMW or Mercedes, but luckily the NX is an easy car to get used to pretty quickly. Tight turning circle with an electric steering system, and that means you can pretty much turn it with your finger, but you've got plenty of confidence, especially on this all-wheel drive version, and anyone can get behind the wheel and drive it. When I did pick up this car, I was a bit confused with the touch controls, and it was the first time driving a Lexus with this control panel setup, but after 5 minutes I worked it out pretty quickly, and I do like how everything shows up on the screen. Your adaptive cruise control and all of the driving aids do work really well. The brake pedal feel is also pretty progressive but not too grabby. It does have regen braking combined with the hybrid system, and driving around at low speeds, you are using the hybrid, some of the charge in that battery pack, and if you want to override it you can push EV and the car will drive in EV mode if you have enough charge in the battery, of course. And when you put your foot down, the petrol engine kicks in and gives you that added punch, and it is a pretty quick car. Not sort of sports car quick, it doesn't have to be a 0 to 100 performer, but it is pretty powerful for what you get. And what about refinement? The suspension is on the soft side, and it does help having the adaptive dampers, just absorbing the bumps that much better compared to the standard suspension setup, but regardless of which NX you choose, they are pretty soft and the wheels aren't too firm. It doesn't have a wide track, so it isn't as road hugging compared to a bigger BMW X3 or Mercedes-Benz GLC, but it is a car that you can travel in on a long distance. And this being the F Sport, it doesn't crash about like an AMG package or an M Sport package on a BMW or Mercedes-Benz. One thing I did notice though, there is a bit of wind noise coming into the cabin at higher speeds and a bit of that ECVT groan when you are under heavy acceleration or when the car is under heavy load. And what about fuel consumption? Lexus says on a combined cycle that both the front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive versions of the NX will achieve 5 litres per 100. Now, driving around the city, countryside, freeway, a mix of driving, the total average is 6.2 litres per 100. You do also have to fill up with 95 fuel, and it's got a 55 litre fuel tank, so that means compared to other rivals, you'll have to fill up a little bit more often compared to what you would in a Mercedes or BMW, but I'm pretty happy with those fuel consumption results. So let's wrap up with a verdict. So, a conclusion on the Lexus NX. Well, if I was buying one for myself, I'd pick out the 350h in all-wheel drive specification because the hybrid system is smooth, efficient, and the car itself feels well made on the inside. It is also very comfortable and, as a surprise, very spacious as well. But when you start to add on a few optional extras, the NX does get a bit expensive, but that is also the same on a BMW or Mercedes-Benz. But let me know what you think. Would you pick this over anything else? Write down your feedback down below. And if you want me to feature another vehicle, also let me know. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe and hit the bell, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.